All right, so thank you and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. Uh, so here we have a friend's laptop that I'm trying to fix, and I'm not entirely sure of what's wrong with it. I just know he had a power issue in his house and this killed both his laptop and a bunch of other things. Here I'm measuring the charger to make sure that I have at least 19 volts, and there is almost 20 coming out, so that should be plenty enough, and I shouldn't need to worry about that. And moving forward, I'm just doing some basic measurements here. I'm plugging in the power cable to see where we have power and where we have not, just to make sure that I don't miss anything that could be obvious, or is obvious I should say. So measuring the power connector, or trying to, but I'm trying to find, there we go, there we go, there we go. You need to get contact also, otherwise you won't get anything out. And there we have 19 volts also, so I'm checking all the input rails, but there should be, if there is power on one, there should be power on the rest of them. So so far so good. Everything is looking fine. I'm doing some ocular inspections at the same time to see if there is somewhere else to measure, or to see exactly what I can measure out. And there I don't really get much, right? So, but keep on going, and here I start to disconnect all the cables and everything else, because I'm gonna have to remove both the cooler and the CPU fan and or the cooling fan and everything else, to see, or to be able to remove that and see if there is maybe something underneath that's shorted, or if there is anything else that's obvious. Because remember, I'm not a pro by any means. I'm no professional. I'm doing this as a hobby, and I think it's interesting. And I've been able to repair some things, so now I'm kinda trying to see if there is something. If I can do more, I want to, but this is a friend's laptop, so I don't want to do too much, because I don't want to make anything worse than it already is, because I know he wants it back after this, in case he finds someone else who might be able to look at it and repair it, which I totally get. So I'm not gonna do anything outside of my knowledge, because that would just destroy this thing more than it already is. And if there is someone who can fix it, since I have recorded this video in advance, I already know what the problem is with it. But no spoilers, no spoilers. I'm gonna show you, and it might be something simple. Maybe it's something that I would be able to measure out. Maybe it's just a part that's damaged. Maybe it's just, something else. But let's wait until we end up there. And here we go. I start to remove cooling fan and everything around, to make it easier to lift the board out of the computer, because I'm gonna have to take a closer look at that. There we go. There came the cooler, and that thermal paste is old. That was that was like basically like a rock. Um, but yeah, moving forward, cleaning away some dust and things that if I see an excess, if there is, of course I'm gonna clean everything anyway, but I might not clean everything right away. I might actually might actually wait until I have the whole board out before I start cleaning, depending on how it looks. If there is an excess of dirt, then I will always remove that before I keep on working, and it's just to try to keep it away from my face as much as possible. Which makes no sense since I'm brushing it off and it's flying around in the room anyway. But yeah, that's kind of how I'm thinking. And removing some more plastics. I don't think I would have to remove this, but it's just to see if there is anything underneath the plastic that might look burnt, because an ocular inspection can, in at least in my experience, an ocular inspection can show you where the problem is pretty quickly. Not always, of course, not always, but yeah. Well, here we go. I'm cutting over to the next piece because there's still like 15 minutes of me removing cables and doing ocular inspection, and that's not going to be that interesting. So we jump over to the next part. Here I got the board out. I keep on doing some ocular inspections to see if I can see anything that's obvious, and at the moment, no, I can't really see anything that's sticking out more than necessary. But in a few short moments, I'm gonna find the issue, and you're gonna see also. But yeah, let's keep on. Let's keep watching me trying to trying to find the problem. Yeah, I should also mention that I cut this video down quite a bit. We are like 8 minutes in now. The whole video in total was about 2 hours. So I've cut away most of everything that's just gonna be boring, just me repeating stuff and me doing the same thing over and over and over again. That's not gonna be interesting to anyone. So I cut that away and try to stick to the more interesting parts like this. Where I'm once again doing some measurements. And I don't know why I went back to the charging port, because I already know I have power there, so that makes no sense. But anyway, I keep on doing some more measurements here and trying to figure out exactly where is the issue, where is the problem going on, and doing some more ocular inspections. And I'm gonna do some measurements on the backside also, just on random components. I'm no expert, as I said. I just want to do some measurements on some random spots just to see if there is even power going there, or if it's completely dead. Because that would still give me at least slight of an idea. I mean, I know some of these things, even though I need more experience. But also, as like in this case, this is a friend's laptop. I don't want to destroy that, if even more, if he wants to see if someone else might be able to repair it. That wouldn't make any sense. That wouldn't be if it would be my own laptop or something that or a laptop that I got donated. I sometimes find free stuff on the internet that I can go and pick up, and it's still functional, but it's too old to actually keep and use for something. But it would be more than enough to me for practice. Yeah, but this is, as I said, this is a friend's laptop. I don't want to practice or accidentally screw something up with his laptop. I'm doing some more measurements here, straight or just slightly after the charging port, and I thought I was clever. I thought I figured out that, oh, here's a damaged component because I only got voltage to a certain point, like here. No, wait, where was it? I knew I found 19 volts. No, I have the charger unplugged. Of course, I'm not gonna find anything. I can sit there and look as much as I want. Come on, dude, plug in the charger. Dude, dude, plug in the charger. You ain't gonna see anything without the charger plugged. Come on. All right. Skipping over to the next part because there was also a lot of. I actually took a couple of donor boards and did some measurements also because I found some components that I thought might be damaged, and that might cause the power to stop going to the rest of the board. And this is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm measuring resistance through random components, just to get an idea of the values I'm getting, and then I can do the same thing. Of course, I'm not going to know the values of those components, but by measuring similar components on a donor board, you can at least get an idea of, okay, but this is showing something different. This is a completely different value compared to the other one, and then you can keep on doing measurements until you figure out if this is actually correct or if it's wrong, and then you keep on going from there. So once again, there, this is not on a charging port. This is on a. Now my head completely stopped just because of that. But it's a component right before, and I'm trying to measure the voltage as far as I can see it coming, and I get to a certain point, and here I figure out what the problem is. Oh, I hear something. I hear a ticking sound or a clicking sound. That's not good. That's not bueno. So now my mission changed completely. I'm trying to sense if something is getting hot on this side of the board, but I feel nothing. But I can hear the distinct click. And that's when I realize it's either the CPU or the GPU. Not sure which one. I'm gonna try to take the RAM out here as well. Oh no, I think the RAM is already out. I actually don't remember. I'm gonna watch the video as you do. But yeah, I can hear that distinct click, and it's coming from right below my fingers there on that part. And as I said, I don't know if it's the GPU or the CPU, but the fact that it's clicking is not comforting at all. I'm trying to do some measurements around that ship or in surrounding areas to see exactly where the power goes away. Yeah, here I pretty much gave up and realized I'm not going to be able to fix this. It's better to put it back together. So here I start cleaning everything back up, and so I can put it back together. I never put anything, if I even, it doesn't matter if it's the customer or if it's my own stuff. If I take something apart, I exchange the thermal paste and everything right away. Thermal paste isn't really expensive. It's just, well, I mean, if you want best high grade most blah 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 blah, which for me doesn't really make any sense because I'm not really a gamer and I don't really need that much power from my computer. So it doesn't really make any sense to waste money on it. So I just keep on cleaning, and the rest of this video is pretty boring, I guess. So if you decide to leave my channel now and go watch something else, I totally get it. I totally get it. Kudos. I would have done the same because this is, as I said, this is pretty boring. I'm just cleaning everything off and putting it back together. So nothing fancy. If you learn something from watching this, then kudos. Congratulations. I'm happy I could help you out with something. But this is still pretty basic stuff from here on. So it's and as I said, I'm no expert. I'm just